This is good evening or hello. I'm trying to make well, I'm not trying to, but I'm making blocks. ABC blocks or blocks for kids. Play school blocks, kindergarten blocks. Kids for your nieces, nephews. I already have mine. What I did was cut out sheets of paper, foam paper. Um, it's not paper, but it's just foam, and this is the same substance that I made the hats out of. It's the same thing that I made the balls out of. And all I did was just took some foam paper and I cut, excuse me, I cut brown and pink because I thought that was a pretty cute color. Two sides of my blocks are going to be brown, two sides are going to be pink. And then I just took it and folded it again and I cut it again just like this. And then I cut it to an even block, just like that. Now, what I did was estimate the size of my block, but if you want to measure your blocks, that'll be fine. But mine came out perfectly, kind of perfect. So, okay, we do have to stitch these. I'm going to use yarn on mine again because kids, they like soft things. Excuse me, some like rough things, some like soft. So I've already stitched a part of my one side of my block, and so I'm done with that side. Excuse me. I'm going to cut off the end of that, and then I'm going to come in. To, that's my stitch, and I'm going to get. I'm going to pick a brown, and I'm going to measure that, and I'm going to stitch that the same way I did that one. Just get it quite possibly even as much as you can. And you can tie this if you want to. If you don't, you don't have to. It's perfectly up to you. But you can you can use a little bit of glue on the stitches just to secure your stitches. But I'm pretty sure they'll stay. Especially if you're working with a little toddler and or even a little baby. This would be beautiful. You know, with a little baby, you won't have to spend that much. You won't have to buy you know a whole lot of toys and find out what your kids like. But this will be soft and it'll be, it'll last a good while. Okay, so I'm almost done with this side. I'm going fast as I can. Excuse me, so you can see how my block turns out. This will be perfect for kindergartens or either. It's perfect for any kid. I would have loved to have something like this when I was in kindergarten. Okay, I'm going to take another pink and go against that block because the block has four sides to it, and then it has one up to the top and one to the bottom. So in all, we need like six. We need to stitch six, and that's not hard to do. I'm gonna as soon as I get done with this side, I'm gonna go on to the top and the bottom, and I'm gonna show you exactly. I'm gonna go around and around and stitch, and I'm gonna seal all six corners, well, all four corners. I'm going to seal all four corners with the top and the bottom. That's what I mean. Okay. It's just normal stitching. I call it stitching. Some people call it sewing and stuff like that. I would have preferred crafts. But stitching and sewing is, that's fine. Just, some people love to sew. Okay, I'm done with this side. It's just that easy, just that quick. I'm done with that side. So, and now I'm going to stitch these together. I'm going to stitch my two ends together because this is going to be the end of my block. And I have pink thread. Of course, once again, you can get whatever color you want, but I choose pink because I have light pink in the color of the block. I could have got dark, but I wanted the dark pink of the yarn to more like, I don't know, kind of like highlight the block or something, make it look more appealing, because kids love color. They really do. They love color. Okay, I'm done with that side. I'm going to have to yarn up again. And of course, that means put the yarn back in my thread. The yarn back in my needle, I'm sorry. The yarn back in my needle. Okay, and I'm going to get a long piece because I do have to do the top and I do have to do the bottom of my block. Okay, this is how your block should look. This is how your block should look. And the only thing you have to seal is the top and the bottom. Or the bottom and the top, or the top and the bottom, either one. And remember I said I had my ABCs, I cut out, well, ABCD. That's what I cut out. This is a C and this is a D. And these can go on each side. It doesn't even matter. They can use the blocks to spell out their names. I mean, the names, they can use the blocks to spell out anything. Because when my kid was young, when he was little, he didn't know anything about his ABCs. I took the same kind of the same kind of form. I'm sorry, the same kind of foam, and I put like I cut out the letters. I cut like 4 letters at a time, and I placed like 3 of them together, and I glued each one of them together. So like it would be like a Scrabble kind of thing, and that's how he learned to spell. I would use it as a game, a learning game. I would tell him to just names of a person, or names of a plant, or names of a food. You know, he loved food, so I would tell him, you know, that would be the main thing. I would tell him to use, you know, the name of the food, and he learned. That's how he learned to spell. His dad said if there's nothing else that he didn't know how to do, he could, you know, he could spell. So he was good at spelling, and I wanted him to be good at, you know, everything he did. Okay, now, so what I'm gonna do? Okay, my blocks are a little bit. I'm gonna use brown all the way around. Well, not all the way around, but for the top and the bottom. But now these are smaller, so these may fit. Now, if your blocks, if the top and the bottom is a bit too large or a bit too big, what you can do is just clip it, just shorten it a little bit, and it should be able to fit. Now you're gonna have to open out the sides just a little bit in order to fit the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. And you know, you can cut, and as long as you don't cut it too small. If you cut it too small, you're gonna have openings. You can seal those openings, but um, it's kind of best not to cut the top and the bottom too small. Okay. So I'm stitching my top, or it could be a bottom for you. It doesn't matter. But I'm just gonna stitch now because we're gonna seal our box. Well, we're gonna seal our block. Of course, it's a box, but we're gonna make a little kid block out of it. This would have been perfect for my little nephew. Okay. Now, of course, stitching all four corners is gonna take, well, all four sides. It's gonna take a little bit longer than just stitching one side. And it you won't even pay attention to the time. You'll be having too much fun. It's just fun. To me, it's fun. I love creating. I love making new things. I love making different things out of new things, old things, stuff that people use for other things like like plaster of Paris and stuff like that. And people use nowadays they use plaster of Paris to make like plaques or ceramics or any kind of molding craft and stuff like that. Okay, I finished one side and I'm on the second side. It doesn't take too long. I'm on the second side. I'm going as fast as I can. So I really want you to see how my block comes out. And then you can make the same block with your kid. And, you can make as many as you want. And that way you don't have to worry about going in the store, buying a Scrabble game or buying them, because I think the box, the bag of blocks, I think they're like $13 or something. So, this is save on money, and your kid will love this. And my kid, he didn't, he had they call it ADHD, but when they lose interest, they lose interest. Kids like that, so I had to make his learning really really interesting. So that's why I came up with the form letters, and my letters was cut out just like this, but they were like in one big stack together. They were durable. He couldn't tear them. He couldn't rip them. And he had a lot of fun. Every time I asked him did he want to play, he played. He played. I thought it was going to be a boring game for him, but it honestly, it really wasn't. It challenged his little mind. It helped him to spell really really good. It really did. And with the with the price, he used to be scared to he wanted to buy stuff, but he was scared to give the cashier the money because I think he thought he was going to give her too much or not enough money, and he would just give her the whole amount. And one day I told him, I said, no, you give it amount, you do what we do at home. What I did with him with the counting, I would use like newspapers where they would have the amount of like a chair or amount, even if it was a soda. And especially if it was something he loved, like chips or something like that, I would cut them out and I would put the price up under it. And then I would buy like the big money and the big coins. And I would have him to I would get the envelopes and put I would put the item that was for sale and the amount of the item in the envelope, and tell him to open the envelope and pick the item out and get the money and put exactly how much that item costs. And that's how he learned to spell. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's how he learned to count. Yeah, he learned how to spell too, but that taught him how to count. And when he did, I was so proud of him. He gave the cashier the right amount of money, and He was happy. But they were pretty nice people. They wouldn't take all of his money. They would give him the right amount back. But the second time he did it, I knew that he really knew how to learn. I mean, he really had to learn how to count. Okay, now I'm going on to I did cut this a little too short, so that's still okay because I can repair this. And so what I'm going to do, see, there's an opening. There's an opening right there, and that's not what we want, but that's what I did because I thought it was too long for our block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the yarn to mend that gap if I can. I did this before and it should work, so I'm hoping it works now. I'm just mending that corner so it could still look like a block. So all I'm doing is just right now just mending that corner with the yarn. That's why I use yarn because to me you can't go wrong if you use thread. It wouldn't be that easy to repair that corner. You can buy like the little stickers that I had the other day. You can buy those and you can put a sticker here or there along with ABCs. You can do that, and you can have like buy the same set of stickers and put like make as many blocks as you can, and you can have like a match like a little match set for your kid. That would be great for a little girl. It would be great for a boy too. They can learn their matches, stuff like that. You can even do that with the letters. You can do it with the numbers. Put two blocks with the same set of numbers on it, or the same set of letters, and you know, you just the possibilities to me. As I heard before, the possibilities are endless. You can just make whatever you want. Okay, so I'm in that side. See, that's the side that had the gap, and now I'm almost done. And just have a little piece to go. All I have to do now is my top. I'm not sure you can see this. I'm trying to stay in the view so you can see what I'm doing. This is so easy. It's so quick, and and it'll be meaningful, and my phone always goes off at the wrong time. Honestly, I don't know why. Okay, this is the end of my block. That's the end of my block. And so instead of clipping this and having little pieces left out, what I'm gonna do is take my needle and my thread, and I'm gonna go up, and this will help. It'll help secure the edge of my block. I'm just gonna go up, and you won't be able to see, this part of the thread. All I'm doing is just going up on one seam. That's all. That's all I'm doing is just going up. I'm almost done, and now I'm to the top or to the bottom. Okay, now this is the bottom. Now all I have to do is, you can put stuff in here if you want to. If you don't, it's still fine. But the block will it'll be able to stand on its own. Okay, I'm gonna get another piece, and I still think it's too long, so I'm just gonna cut a short piece off. I'm just gonna cut a short piece off, and I hope I didn't make another mistake. But if I did, I can always correct it. Okay, so I'm ready to stitch the other end. You see how it looks? It's our block is forming. It's really annoying. Okay, I'm still stitching on one side. And I'm almost to the end of this side. And I just have 3 more sides to stitch. Just 3 more. And we can add our ABC block, ABC alphabets. Okay, now the corners have to come together. These corners, they're going all of them. They have to come together. Now the little uh, ends of the yarn, they can go inside the box. And we're going to have to bring our end together, like I said before. And now I'm onto the yeah, I cut it too small again, but you know, I can we can mend that. And I cut it because it looked, the box, well, the flap looked like it didn't it looked like it was going to be too big, but apparently it wasn't. I'm almost done. Just have 2 more sides to go. You know, I know your kid would they would probably love to help do this as well as play with it, because they don't have a new toy. I mean, of course you can I'm gonna add that flap back on. I'm gonna stitch that back on. And I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I shouldn't have cut it. Okay, now we can always come back in and glue this onto that. But I'm gonna add that side of the flap back on. Then again, that may not be a good idea. So I'm just gonna rip it off, and I'm gonna mend that side of the box like I did the other side. And this will show you that if you make a mistake, well, if you think you made a mistake with the box, you can always correct it the same way I'm doing it. So all I'm doing is the same way I did the other side. I'm just mending that loop. And I really think I cut it a little bit too short this time. Okay, just be patient with me. I'm trying to bring our box home. Just be a little patient. It may be difficult to get that side. I'm going to have to do another one with leaving all the flaps even, the same way I cut them. That's the part I mend. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going and keep going. But I'm going to do one with you, and I'm going to leave all sides the same way that I cut them. I'm not going to I don't care if I think it's short. I'm not going to cut it again. Okay, I just have one more end to stitch. Just one more end. Okay, I'm on my last end. Then we can place our letters onto the box, onto the block. I mean. My last side. And I also have to bring this one together because with the other flaps being a little uneven, this one is a little uneven as well. So that's what I'm doing. I think it worked out pretty well for this one. Okay, and we're done. Now, if there's a chance that you want to stitch your letters onto your blocks, you're gonna have to do that before you you're gonna have to do that before you put them all together like this. And I'm going to show you in a minute how you can do that. So now I'm just clipping off my loose ends. But this is our box, our little ABC box, and I'm going to put my A here. Hope you can see that. I'm not sure if you can. Lighting something is a little bit difficult. I'm going to put that over here. This way you can see it. Yeah, you can see it better. That's my A. And I'm going to come down here on the bottom, and I'm going to put my B. So I have my A there, and I have my B here. I'm going to come on this side, and I'm going to put my C. There we go. A, B, and I C. And all I have to do is glue them together. I hope you had fun, and once again, I thank you so much for joining me, and you have a blessed day.